Welcome to LATAM MedTech Insights. Today we are diving into the complex but rewarding market for infusion pumps in Latin America. The demand for precise medication delivery is surging across the region, driven by expanding healthcare infrastructure and a growing emphasis on patient safety. Hospitals in major hubs like São Paulo, Mexico City, and Bogotá are actively upgrading their medical equipment, creating significant opportunities for global medtech manufacturers. However, tapping into this market requires navigating a fragmented and challenging regulatory landscape. Each country has its own set of rules, and a one-size-fits-all approach simply does not work. Let's start with Brazil, the largest market in the region. Infusion pumps are typically classified as Class 3 medical devices by the regulatory agency ANVISA. This high-risk classification mandates the most stringent registration pathway, known as the registro process. This requires not only a mountain of technical documentation, but also a Brazilian Good Manufacturing Practice, or BGMP certificate. For a foreign manufacturer, obtaining a BGMP certificate often involves an in-person audit of their production facility by ANVISA inspectors. We have seen cases where companies wait over 2 years just for this audit to be scheduled, causing major delays and stalling market entry plans. Moving to Mexico. The regulatory body COFEPRIS presents its own unique challenges. All technical dossiers, labeling, and instructions for use must be submitted in fluent, medically accurate Spanish. This is a common stumbling block. For example, a US-based company recently had its entire submission rejected by COFEPRIS due to minor translation errors in its technical file. The terminology used was a literal translation and did not match the specific clinical language used in Mexico. This seemingly small mistake forced them to amend and resubmit their entire application, setting their launch back by at least 6 months. In Colombia, the process managed by INVIMA can sometimes be streamlined if your device already has approval from a recognized reference country, such as holding an FDA approval or a CE mark. This can expedite the review process. However, the documentation must be perfectly aligned with local requirements, and you must have a local legal representative to manage the submission. Across all these markets, not having a local, in-country representative is a non-starter. These are not just gatekeepers, but essential partners who understand the unwritten rules and nuances of each agency. The key takeaway is that while the opportunity in LATAM's infusion pump market is immense, success hinges on a localized, expert-led regulatory strategy from day one. To learn more about how to streamline your entry into the Latin American market, you can email us at info@pureglobal.com. or visit our website at pureglobal.com.